Action Comics 1002. Brian Michael Bendis and Patrick Gleason on this book. And yeah, Red Cloud, Matt. How you feeling about Red Cloud?
Yeah. So I like that it's a villain that Superman can't punch, right? Because she's
I mean, you
ethereal.
can try, but
So
he's just
he's
gonna
in.
kind of go through like a ghost. He's gonna be like,
Yeah,
"Ugh."
exactly. And that's always good because I feel like sometimes writers just give Superman a gigantic creature to punch, and while instinctually I love that, it can get tiresome when that's all he's doing.
Mhm, mhm.
So the fact that we're getting someone that's ethereal and looks dangerous
Yeah, because she
just
only
from
has
basically just from a
yeah,
panel,
it's just she only
you
has
know.
one appearance this week. You hear her voice, the page before in the panel, and then in fact, I actually even love her line because we got this mob boss, this Moxie dude, and Guardian shows up to fight him, and I like that because Guardian
Yeah,
says something like, "Oh, you think I wouldn't like come after you eventually?" And there's almost like a meta line from Red Cloud that says, "Trust me, no one was thinking about you,"
yeah,
because he's
that was pretty
Guardian.
good. So I like so far that Bendis is building Metropolis into a character, which we get with Gotham a lot.
Mhm.
You don't get so much with Metropolis. Like you really can't name neighborhoods outside of Suicide Slum like you can with parts of Gotham. Like there's Burnside and the
Yeah.
Narrows, and So I feel with this arc in action, Bendis is giving us like these little morsels from the street level, and like Guardian's still operating, but he's so low key that yeah, people forget about him even in Metropolis because there's
Hell,
Superman.
I forget about
You
him.
know,
It always takes me a second. Whenever I see him,
oh,
I'm like, "Who's this asshole?" Oh, it's Guardian. That's right.
when I turned the page and he was there, I got very excited. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, good on you, Bendis. You know, uh,
Hey, my only complaint is he didn't go all the way and have him be dead because he gets injured by Red Cloud. But he's lying there in the hospital going like, "Red Cloud," and I actually love that they don't hear him properly at first because he can barely speak,
yeah.
and they're like, Red cold? What's a red cold? What's he talking about? He's speaking in
And I like
riddles."
that and that's another thing. So action is definitely the Metropolis book because we get more Maggie Sawyer in this too.
Yeah, Maggie Sawyer.
She seems to be factoring a lot in so
Plus,
far.
well, all the Daily
Um,
Planet stuff seems to be action as well. With
yep,
Good, with
yeah.
Cat's replacement. Speaking of Cat, Cat pops up. She visits
Uh-huh.
Daily Planet.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, she's clearly still flirting with
I
Clark.
did. Yeah, did you read her as Callista Flockhart? Because I did.
Now that they're playing it up as the older version of the character, yeah, I'm kind of getting
Yeah,
that vibe
yeah.
from her. Yeah,
So she was just very smooth talking and very like, well, she's flirting with Clark, but it's more of a friendly like, I'm gonna kiss him on the cheek and make him uncomfortable because it's Clark Kent.
yeah.
You know, like I definitely got Callista Flockhart from Supergirl in this reading.
I feel like
So
though, if he even
yeah.
hinted that he would dump Lois for her, she'd turn around and accept it in a heartbeat. Though.
Oh yeah, well, she loves her farmer boy. Like
Yes, yes, it's a thing.
uh,
Uh,
which Bendis don't get any ideas. All right, because how this issue ended, you know,
oh, calm down. It didn't
when
end.
no.
Didn't end in any way that implied anything like that was going to happen, Matt. Calm down.
So, but I don't want to get ahead of ourselves because I do want to talk about all the Daily Planet stuff in
Yeah,
good. Like Bendis already showing us that, like, oh no, she's not good. She against her name, she's working with this mob
yeah. Who
boss
have a
on
mysterious leader, and I
something.
don't know if it's just Red Cloud who's the leader of these two as well. She's the one who's hired them, or if it's someone else.
I think Red Cloud is just the enforcer. So I think because Moxie wasn't the same guy that was in the house at the end of the last issue, was he?
Don't think so.
Because this Moxie guy seems more like a buffoon
Yeah,
than the other guy did. So I feel like the big boss is the guy that we saw in at the end of Action 1001. But I like that it played with some stuff here. Like you don't say his name. Like he set all this up in
hmm.
Man of Steel with Killer. Was it
Well, actually, no.
Killer?
Wait, hold on, Matt. The whoever the big boss is female.
It
I'm pretty
is.
sure he says she can hear us right now in that scene when she's talking to when he's talking to Good in the club.
Yeah, but I think that they were talking about Red Cloud. Like don't speak out. Like she's the wild card. I don't think she's running things. She seems much more like an enforcer to
I'm going
me
to double check
at this
my facts
juncture.
here
Go ahead.
before I argue on
Yeah,
it. you, I like the open. I like that we start off with like some tourist because someone says, "Oh, look, there's someone flying up there," and someone goes, "Oh, it's a tourist." that are surprised by
Yeah.
Superman being around.
Yeah. Oh, it's a bird. It's a
No,
plane.
it's actually a falling
Oh,
gangster
this is,
from the sky.
yeah, like the one guy in the jersey is like, oh, this is gonna scar me. Like seeing a guy drop to his death. But
Yeah, but no, he's actually it's Yogurt. He's the guy who was setting the fires. Which
yeah.
Clark finds out. Clark actually goes
He's got the
undercover.
kid.
Well, it's not even undercover really. He just goes to a bar, and it's
Oh,
all these guys who are
yeah,
upset about it.
he messes his hair up, tousles it, trying to look
Yeah,
rougher, you know.
and you,
But I like that the big, scary biker looking
yeah,
dude, like, like because he's sad over his friend's death, he becomes a quivering mess on Clark's shoulder. I thought that was a fun little thing. Like it was good for
yeah.
comedy.
I mean, Clark's telling all this to Perry afterwards. He ends up getting so angry that he's being tricked with these fires that he flies out into space to punch some asteroids up, because to let out some of the rage. I feel like a lot of writers are scared of doing Superman angry. They're scared to sort of Bears like this is like no, Bendis will have him fly out into space and like vent out his
He's
frustrations.
yeah, he still has emotions. Like I feel like that gets lost with a lot of people
Yeah,
with Superman. Like, oh no, he's always good. Well, no, he can be angry. He just doesn't throw people into buildings when he's angry. You know, like he'll go up and isolate himself. That's what the whole Fortress of Solitude was meant to represent. So, but yeah, I like that he goes up into that like
and it's
asteroid belt
gorgeous.
and
I mean,
just
obviously the whole book's got Gleason's art in these two issues has been, and it's so
yeah,
different from his.
he's kept it
It's
up.
so different from the Superman run with Tomasi as well, which I think is really impressive.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah,
Oh no, you're right. I misread that. So it's on the page with when they're in the club
mm-hmm.
after Good says, "I want a piece of kryptonite," and then he goes, "Hold on, I have one of those in my notes in my other jacket." Right? And he says, "Ain't no game out there," because his name's
Yeah,
Strong. "Ain't no game out there, Mr. Strong." And then he replies to her, "That's why she was willing to pay to have you join
yeah.
us."
So it's a she. Whoever the big boss is
And it,
she.
yeah, so I completely overread that. Um, but I don't think it's Red Cloud.
Oh, that's
I
fair.
still think
Yeah, I
Red
mean, it could
Cloud's
still be
the
someone else,
yeah.
uh, but yeah, I
Um,
definitely picked up on that as I was reading it. Whoever the big bad
but
is.
I like with I feel like we're jumping all over, but just to focus on the scene, what he has planned, it feels like whatever Strong and this mysterious woman have in plan, they're very focused. Like Metropolis is our town,
Yeah,
and Superman came from somewhere else. It's not just because he's an alien. He's not from Metropolis. Like he wherever the person that is Superman came from, it's not here, and he doesn't
I
belong
mean, go
here.
back to
This is our
what you
town.
said about building up Metropolis as a place like Gotham.
No?
There's even a moment in this when Perry finds out about the fires and people tricking, and there's this secret gang who are doing this, and then blaming the fires on Superman. He actually says that this isn't Metropolis. This is some Gotham psychological bullshit. Is
Yeah.
basically what he says,
Yeah.
and I think the idea that this arc is going to be like testing the boundaries of Metropolis, and we've got this invisible gang who basically specialize. I mean, Moxie's like calling this guy, I think Whisper was his name, who is basically this guy paid to monitor the city and keep track if Superman's in the city or not. Like, is Superman off saving someone
Yep.
somewhere else? Okay, now's the time to do our shit because he's not here.
Yep.
I like that.
Well, and then yeah, and like the rules that he set up with Killer Moth and Firefly, you don't say Superman's name. You don't say even Lois's name, right? Because they were so close. Like he's always listening. Like you almost get the sense that he's like Big Brother, where Superman's always watching, and how these criminals have been able to stay secret is like a real criminal organization. You don't talk about
Yeah,
it.
he's almost
It's like
like
Fight Club. Talk about Fight
the
Club.
good version. And by good I also mean quality, but more so I mean like the heroic, noble,
Yeah.
for the villains. He's like the
Yeah.
good version of the Bye Bye Man. Don't think it,
Yeah.
don't say it.
There's a lot of fun Metropolis stuff in this one with, like even like Pete said in the beginning, with the crowd there that's assembled. It almost looks like their Times Square, and stuff. But yeah, I just think he's killing it. But the one page I really want to talk about is the first page, which is Clark's monitor with all the stickies around
Oh,
it.
the recap page.
Yeah, and like, so Bendis has been known to do this in DC or in Marvel. And DC's done stuff like this, like with Rip Hunter's chalkboard. But Bendis would take it one step and have like all these lines when he was doing stuff with the multiverse or over in Marvel and stuff. He would tie things together, and the time traveling X-Men. There's a lot of stuff there. But there's all of these other things there that I don't think have to do with storylines. They're just funny.
Go on, hit me with
Um,
some of these Easter eggs.
yeah, so like one of them is KGB's tied to election hacking, right? Because
Okay,
he's
that's
he's a
funny.
Russian villain,
Yeah.
right? Here's an important one. What is the Superman theory? And that's
Ah,
Superman's in
Doomsday
quotes.
Clock tie-in. Nice.
Um, here's a fun one. Call Byrne. What does he know? So that's gotta be a reference to John Byrne.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Batmite conspiracy follow up.
That was just
There's
a joke. That's not hitting it.
Tetsuo.
That's a joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Tetsuo question mark, which it's got to be an Akira, right? Like, um, but here's one Black Label pitch, Red Tornado Year One. So like that's
That's super meta.
some meta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Profile. No, this is more stuff from Clark. Profile the new Queen of the Sea, Mara Queen of Atlantis.
Oh, that's a nice tie-in.
Next to that, yeah, investigate, and it has Jen crossed out. It says just Chen. So that feels like that's a little bit more of a we're gonna get that in the future. The one that stood out to me was this one was story idea, underfunded, underused. What is the future of Checkmate? Which, if you
Mm.
guys recall, a couple weeks ago I brought up what's Checkmate been up to, considering Amanda Waller's kind of running roughshod right now.
Curiouser
You know,
and
so
curiouser.
yeah. And then also reminder, return Bruce's wedding gift. That one's pretty
So a
funny.
couple of nice tie-ins to what's
Uh,
going on elsewhere. That's cool.
yeah. Your cousin called. She said she and the dog are fine. So that's a nice little
Okay.
tie to Supergirl. But yeah, that type of stuff what I love seeing in comics where it's like, oh, well, they're a little fun notes, but if you actually take the time to read them all, you kind of get something out of it.
Yeah. So obviously
Lay
the one
down.
thing we've not talked about yet, of course, is Kat when she's talking to him mentions, "Oh, I tried Lois's book. It's really good." And he's like, "What? Whose book? Lois's book?"
Yeah. Oops.
And then she realizes, "Oh, you don't know about this. I shouldn't have said anything." And she's treating it like, "Oh, she's a wife that's separated from her husband," and she kind of apologizes. But
Mhm.
at the last page of the book, Superman tracks down Lois because now he knows to look for her, and she's got like a wig on, and he's like, "Lois," and she takes off her wig and says, "Hi, honey," and that's kind of her cliffhanger. And it's not like, like her response to it's like, "Ah, I've been caught," like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
So I'm curious to
So.
see where we go with this next issue.
Mhm.
But I anticipated this ending because I remember them saying that 1003 was like the Lois is back in that issue, so it makes sense that we get
Yeah.
the cliffhanger to
Yeah.
set it up here.
So like when Gleason draws her, they give her the violet eyes.
Mm.
Like I don't that doesn't pop up under many other artists. So who colors his stuff? Where's the title page? I gotta find it
Yep.
because I feel it's the same colorist as the other ones.
Well, as Superman,
There we
I
go.
when Gleason was doing it.
No. As whoever colors Gleason, um, that's Alejandro Sanchez. So maybe not, but maybe it's just in the script that Lois has the eyes. But that goes all the way back to when Tomasi was using her, even in pre-rebirth stuff. So
No,
I like that, just a little touch there.
no. No, I mean it's hard to predict kind of what her reasons are, or why she left John with Jor-El, what her reasons
Well,
are. So we'll see what
huh?
that is. But
How come she didn't tell Clark that she's back? Why is she wearing a blonde wig, hiding in Metropolis?
well, we
You
don't know she's
know,
in Metropolis, do we?
well, no, I
Yeah.
assumed,
She,
but
she could be anywhere. Yeah, no, I'm just curious to what her reasons are, and we'll see. But because I'm not over, reactionary to everything like the internet is, I'm not worried. All right, I'm not worried. It'll be fine.
yeah,
Everyone's blood pressure can remain in check. We'll be fine. Uh,
for right now,
that's assuming he's going to be
don't.
worrying later. Uh,
Yeah,
I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't worry. No, it was a solid issue. It had everything. I mean, I think it's actually really densely packed. But this and hidden gang stuff, Red Cloud, goods like infiltration of the Daily Planet. The fact that Kat shows up for a nice little visit, the Lois stuff. Kat even like almost like hanging out with her protege who replaced her. Has the same job that she did.
yeah,
All that stuff, all of it works really well. Some good Perry moments, some Clark investigating moments. It's got kind of everything, to be honest. It's hard to fault it. I don't think it goes above and beyond and stands out as like a special issue by any means. But if you're going to rate this issue, I don't see how you could rate it anything other than just a rock solid 8.
Oh no, this is a 9.
Of course.
This is the most fun I had reading comics all week.
fine.
Yeah, I can't help it. This is now the book I look forward to every month.